The Humane Society of Indiana County continues some pretty important work. All of those pets that end up being abandoned, the animals that nobody can care for anymore, that's where the Humane Society steps in. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us. You did that in such perfect harmony there. And we're glad that you're able to come in and talk with us about this event. The Humane Society Flea Market is coming up. Kathy, we'll talk to you first.
All right, fine.
Tell me when and tell me where.
Well, the flea market is down at Mack Park. I don't know the building exactly, but it's close to the old ice skating rink, just across from the grandstand. Mm-hmm. This is the 17th year that we have had this flea market, and we've always been at Mack Park. Yeah. So that's where we are. And the flea market date is May 5th.
Help her out, Sherry.
And May 6th.
May 5th and 6th.
Yes.
Okay. And specific hours?
Hours on Saturday on the 5th, it's from 8 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday is noon to 3, and we call that our one box price day.
Oh, yeah?
You just fill up a box, and it costs, do we know what it costs this year yet?
Well, I think it's going to be $10. That's what we've always had it at.
$10,
mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty big box, so they can fill it up pretty full.
Yeah. And of course, the flea market is so important, just like any of the fundraisers for the Humane Society, isn't it?
Oh, yes. We've come to rely on this as one of our major fundraisers. We usually make around at least $5,000. And how we do that is basically relying on the public to make donations of gently used items that we can turn around and resell.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And is there the opportunity still to do that? Yes.
Our drop-off times, I'll give them to you right now. They start today, actually.
Okay.
We will be over there after we leave here. It's Monday through Thursday this week from 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock, and then also from 6 to 8 in the evening. And that's Monday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday, somebody will be there from 10 to 12. Mm-hmm. That's April 27th and 28th. Then next week, again, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 12 and 6 to 8 p.m. And then Friday, somebody is usually there all day. So I'd say 10 to 4 will probably be there on Friday, the day before the sale, May 4th.
Okay. And these are gently used items. Are there restrictions on what you can and cannot give?
Yes, actually, there are some items that we can never get rid of. So we ask people to not bring those. We always have trouble getting rid of artificial Christmas trees. We have a little bit of trouble getting rid of old bowling balls and bowling shoes. Additionally...
What?
Yeah.
Yes, can you imagine?
I have a great idea for bowling balls, glazing ball. Paint it.
Okay.
All right, then. Go ahead and bring your own bowling balls. We don't care. We can't take mattresses and things like that, and we don't take any electrical appliances as well as computers and things like that, because if they're not working, then we're stuck with them.
Yeah.
And and the TVs that are big, old, heavy ones are very hard to.
Yeah. If somebody's
reuse.
giving a TV, the odds are that it's you don't know whether it works or not. It could be perfectly fine, but you don't know that. And
right.
Certainly, you're not going to sit there and watch TV to find out.
Right. And we don't want to get a reputation of being a place that you can come and buy some old junk that doesn't work when you get it home.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that...
happy customers.
You
repeat business.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. So this event is coming up, and let's talk a little bit about the Humane Society, about the issues and challenges it faces, because they are big, and you've been working for a lot of years to overcome some of these challenges, and you're making wonderful progress.
Yes. Thanks ever so much for those words of confidence. The animal shelters, I think the biggest challenge that Indiana County has as a whole is the problem of unwanted cats. Mm-hmm. And we're very fortunate in Indiana to have an organization called SNP, and they do help people fix cats that are strays. And so even though they do have a very long waiting list, but again, if people don't get their pets fixed, they end up at the animal shelter, and we cannot find every pet a home, and that goes mostly for cats.
Yeah.
Dogs, it's not a problem, but with cats, it's a real problem.
Yeah, and for cats have to have a specific type of home environment.
Right.
And there are people who, like me, can't stand them. There are people who absolutely love their cats, and we celebrate them. But there are some people who are cat people, some are dog people, and some just they cannot meet in the middle.
Right.
And I'm in that category.
Well, Todd, I think if people would call the animal shelter or even Four-Footed Friends to get information about getting their cats spayed and neutered as well as their dogs, it would help us out.
Absolutely. The Humane Society, of course, has a wonderful facility, and people celebrate the fact that you're able to have a facility such as that, but it takes money to run it, to keep the doors open, to feed the animals, to care for them the way that they need to be cared for. That's what fundraisers such as this are all about.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Sherry, what about your involvement with the Humane Society and why it's so important to you?
I've been probably volunteering for almost 20 years. I went on the board a couple years ago, and it's like Kathy said, the most important thing is getting the public aware of the proper way to keep an animal healthy, and first thing is usually to have them spayed or neutered, and that's our big goal is to try to keep all those things done.
A few years ago, there was probably, and I'll say it this way, an unfair reputation attached to students at IUP for having pets while they're here on campus and then leaving town and going home or going to wherever it was that they were going and leaving their pets behind. I don't think that's as big a problem as it was made out to be years ago. I think they're fairly responsible, but that doesn't ease the problem in terms of the numbers at the Humane Society shelter. I don't know what capacity is and what different areas you need to have clear in order to take more of cats. Say you're not going to put a cat in with a dog, so in order to make sure that you have enough capacity for those animals, it takes some juggling.
First of all, our shelter recognizes the fact that oftentimes the college gets a bad rap for that. There are many, many, many good pet owners at the college. And sadly, whenever a story leaks like that, it's almost a case of like one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. That's not the case. There are probably just as many responsible pet owners at IUP as in our community. But the problem is you can go to the animal shelter almost any day and find 100+ cats. And we don't have a big, we wouldn't even be able to build a facility large enough to house all of the cats. Right now, I think we have around 150 cats. We almost always have about 20 dogs available for adoption. So you can see the difference, 20 dogs compared to 170 cats. You get the picture?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One other thing about the IUP students, too. We have wonderful IUP volunteers.
Thanks, Sherry.
Yes. I mean, we have a bingo game every Sunday night, and those kids come and volunteer their time, and we'll have some down to Flea Market that will volunteer everything, and the ones that just help plant over the weekend, Saturday.
Yeah.
And I remember a story a couple of years ago about one of the ball teams, I think, that used to go out just to cuddle with the pets and to give them some human companionship. I thought that was a really cool story. All right, so we're running out of time, so we want to make sure we give the information again about the annual event.
The Doggone Flea Market, it's called, is Saturday, May 5th from 8 to 4 at the Mack Park Fairgrounds, and Sunday, May 6th from noon to 3. And this year, we're also pairing up with the League of Women's Voters, who will be in the other section of that same building with us. So you can donate things to them, too, if you wish.
All right, very good. And for the donation times?
Donation times, April 23rd to 26th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. April 27th and 28th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., April 30th to May 3rd, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And May 4th, the day before, 10 to 3 p.m.
Very good. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Todd. Thanks
you,
for
Todd.
promoting the animal shelter.
It is Indiana in the Morning, 101.1 FM and AM 1160, and it's 8:58.